I see the live come up.
Yeah.
We here.
We here. We are here. Let me make sure everything goes through. Making sure this little bar coming across on loading. There we go. All right. So, guys, welcome to today's episode of Black Quarantine Report. As always, I'm your host, Kim Brio, and I'm so excited to have you on today, Remus. We have Remus Jackson IV on today. Welcome.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. Yes.
And we know what that 850 means. If that chandelier behind you is any indication of the 850 life, I'm trying to get on all of that.
I know that's right.
So thank you for having us. Now, you're a financial coach and of course of the 850 life, but I'm going to let you really quick before we jump into the meat of this thing, tell everyone who you are and what you do.
So like you said, my name is Remus Jackson. I'm the 850 Life CEO. I've been in the credit restoration business, financial coach in life, financial literacy environment for the last 20 years plus. And, I'm just all about helping people really maintain their credit, build their credit, and just really educate them about credit. Because so many people think that they know everything when it comes down to credit and how it works and all the moving parts. But there's a lot of things that I've learned. Great credit is not just a score, so that's why I think people are so caught up on. I want an 850, but all 850s are not the same. So yeah, we're gonna get into that too. But yeah, just like I say, we're gonna get into it. But yeah, just
and I'm excited to have this conversation with you. Over the past, I would say, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe 2 or 3 years, it's been really in and trendy for these credit repair and all of this stuff, and everyone doesn't have the amount of experience.
No, not
that
at all.
You have. So I'm really excited to kind of discuss these things with you. Now, understanding that this is the Black Quarantine Report, we look at everything from the pandemic and apply it to that, okay? So usually what I do, the first thing is I always talk to my guests before we get professional. Talk to me about your personal experience with the pandemic. And also, more specifically, at what point did you start taking it serious? Because I don't think we all took it serious.
So we'll talk about the 15 pounds I gained.
Listen. Look,
oh man.
I have to sip wine.
Oh, hold on. This is my mother. Oh man, my tripping. We back. My mother calling me like it's crazy. All right. So for me, and there's, y'all gonna think I'm trying to crack jokes, but this is where I'm at. When I saw that Disney World shut down,
you knew it was real.
I'm like, it's real.
It's real.
This is no, they just stopped the rides. Oh no, it's real. But just one of my good friends, his 6-month-old son had it. Like before that, so that was like a week. I would say like about a week and a half into the pandemic. But when it first happened, I was just like, man, it's some BS. I'm not trying to hear it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to throw a house party. I'm so mad because I'm not an introvert. I'm a really
out. You want to be out.
I want to be out. Like I want to see my friends. I want to see my family. But when my friend posted on Facebook that his son had it and he was 6 months, I was, let's sit down. Like, let's stop playing. It's real,
Yeah, let's collect this thing up and let's get real about it.
Yeah.
It's interesting as I speak to different people from different perspectives about this. There are so many things in the media that they say they try to make it seem like it's just older people that are contracting it. They try to seem like, of course, before they could avoid it, try to make it seem like Black folks couldn't get it before it became abundantly clear that not only could we get it, but we're more susceptible. But it's always interesting to me to hear those additional outside stories. Now, how has your family dealt with it? How have y'all dealt with being quarantined? Now, I can't see the whole house, but it looks beautiful. But someone tell me that I don't care how beautiful it was at some point, how's that going?
Well, it's been good for me. I live by myself, so it hasn't really been super crazy, but like I say, I'm not an introvert, so I've been inviting friends and family over and like, hey, man, come kick it. Some people scared still to come out, or I'm like, look, just wear your mask, your gloves. But Yeah, it's been
That's
interesting.
so funny. And before we jump into the crux of this thing, it's so funny as we talk about introverts versus extroverts during
Right.
this time, because
Yes.
I'm an introvert. So
Okay.
for me, I was just like, oh, we're officially doing what I always do anyway. Cool.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? You as an extrovert, you're like, come over, people.
Yeah.
And they be like, we
Yeah.
don't want to come here. Like,
Yeah.
no, but come over, please. Like, you need a
Yeah.
pet. Like,
Yeah. Something.
well,
Something.
I'm glad that you took the time to talk to us today.
Definitely.
Now, as we go into the next parts of this interview, we talk about the experience, and that's always a fun part. But the part that I like to jump into is the effects of this pandemic.
Right.
And first of all, I want you to comment on how it affected you and your
Okay.
business personally.
Okay.
But then I want to talk on a broader scale of how you think it affected the Black community.
So for me, it's been, I don't know how to say this, but it's been great. Like, so
you are not the first person to say that.
It's been great. People sitting around thinking about their next move, and they calling me. They like, listen, I still want to get my new house. I still want to get my car. So it's been like a big influx.
Yeah.
You know, like, man, I can't even keep my phone like all day.
Yeah.
So, but as I sit back and think about a lot of friends and family and just things I'm hearing, you know, on social media and through people about, you know, folks losing their jobs, folks not having no work at all. I mean, it makes I struggle every day with that because I'm like, here I am, I'm making money, but then I know there's people out here that's starving or, you know, trying to figure out what's their next move. So it's weird for me right now, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost like, it sounds like some kind of version almost of survivor's guilt.
Right.
Like you survived the financial crash of it, and you're like, but why do I still get to have some money though? Why do I still have to be decent? And it's hard to see and hear other stories of other people. Just to be transparent with the people, how I actually connected with you was similar because I was furloughed from my job. My job was like, we'll see you in June, maybe. And I was like, wait, you know,
right. I wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
And transparently, I had just taken the job because I'll go back and forth. I don't want to work for nobody. I know who I am. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna work for somebody. And as soon as I did that, here come Corona.
Yeah.
And I had contacted you because you said, you know, I need an assistant. I need somebody, you know, to be about the business or whatever. And you said pays well. And I was like, who is this man that still got some money? And we Instacarting. I was like, let me send him a message. I don't know what you need, but I do everything well.
Let's do it. You already know.
It was crazy. And it's just thinking about even just that illustration of that situation of us being on Facebook and you coming from an angle of, I need help.
Yes.
Not only am I still thriving right now, but I need some help.
Yeah,
and
it's coming
other people that are hitting dead walls. It's just so funny just thinking about the different industries and how they're all being affected, you know. Travel, ain't nobody traveling, but everybody getting their finances together.
Yes, they are. You
know.
That makes sense.
For the Black community as a whole, what do you think are some of the biggest effects, before we get to the financial part of it, but what do you think are some of the biggest effects of this pandemic that we see now and that we don't see yet?
Just, I would just say understanding what's important, you know, because you have people that's really, they know it's real, but at the same time, like, I'm gonna give you an example. I had a client call me today that wants to get a car, and I told him, I'm like, what kind of car you want to get? They're like, I want to get this Mercedes, and I'm like, do you really need that Mercedes right now?
Do you know the upkeep on the Mercedes?
Because, you know, let's keep it real. It's about to get warm. People want to flex. They want to show. That's what we do. I'm just flat out. I'm that person. Like, I'm so organic, and I'm keeping it real. I'm not gonna play. Like, even myself, I was gonna go buy a nice car for the summer, but where am I going?
What we gonna do?
What we gonna do?
Where you gonna pull up to?
I'm just buying it for my own personal enjoyment, which I do anyway. But where am I going? To me, I feel like it's going to be events going on in the summer, things like that, but it's not going to be the same. I'm just like this. let's cancel to 2020, enjoy it the best way we can, and then next year. So right now it's a time to stack money and really evaluate, where we are personally and with our families and our friends, and then we can say, okay, well, this is our next step, because now we got the time to sit down and plot and plan it. Because the world we live in now is so touch and go. People act like they ain't got time for nothing, but now you got time for everything.
You got time for everything. You ain't got no excuses.
You ain't got no excuses. So this is the thing. I'm not gonna feel sorry for nobody 3 months down the road that's not in a good position. I'm not gonna feel sorry for you.
See, and I'm glad we're on accord, because I'm gonna follow down this line, follow down this rabbit hole, and get to the most important thing for me.
Right.
What do we need to be doing as Black people individually during this time? I'm gonna give you a second because I know you got a phone call. There you go. But what do we need to do as Black people during this time individually? Because before you say that, let me preface this with, of course, we saw online, this is a great time to buy a car and a great time to buy a house, which logically makes sense. Right, but again, like you said, apply that to your life. Does that make sense?
Does it make sense? Absolutely.
Because if you're going to have a Mercedes sitting in the garage that you're paying $900 a month car note on, and listen, we got Mercedes in my family, so people don't understand the hubcap tops to the little air things be like $20. Like Mercedes is nothing. So if you're gonna pay for an entire year for it to sit in your garage, you know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
What kind of suggestions, what kind of moves should our people be making right now?
Just very frugal moves. Okay. If it's not something for our home or for our children's future, as far as insurance or education, what's the purpose of spending the money? Like, I'm talking about no new wardrobe for what?
Yeah, me and you are so here because you are so online, because my next question was, talk to me and let's be real, because all of my guests ain't this open. Okay. I'm like, me and you, we flowing, we open. Talk to me about these stimulus check spending folks who got their $1,200 the other day today, and it's gone.
They buying all the TVs and, oh man, groceries gone. I want to know who doing all this cooking.
I want to know who. Listen. How about this? We're gonna pull back from that, because I was about to get real ghetto. I was gonna get real ghetto, but I want to do this. I want to ask this. I want to ask it in a way that's gonna be constructive versus me talking about them, because I could talk about them. We can really go down a rabbit hole.
Absolutely.
But I want to be. I want to go. I'm gonna be the bigger person. I'm gonna go the constructive route.
Okay.
When these people are taking these stimulus checks, these $1,200 base, I think you get $500 per child, which in the scheme of things really ain't a lot.
No, not at all.
Because if people understand, like, we're from Chicago.
Oh my God.
I don't know where you're gonna live for $1,200. Okay, so what should people be doing? The people that are blessed enough to get the stimulus and not have to worry about rent, not have to worry about car note. Because I talked to a couple of people like that. They like, look, my landlord said don't worry about it till September. My car note said don't worry about it until July. I'm trying to figure out what to do with this money to fold it. What do they do with their stimulus money?
Off the top, I would say start a home-based business. That's what the first thing I would say. Get into some kind of home-based business where you can continue to do, no matter if you go back to work or what have you. I've always believed in at least multiple streams of income. So that's always my thing. But now it's making people understand that, it's not always about that corporate job. Because
that pushy job.
Yeah, that pushy job. Like, man, I'm good. But because when this thing really does open back up, what are these CEOs probably thinking right now? Okay, we don't need all these people here and no more. We don't really need all this office space.
They restructuring.
Yeah, they restructuring it. So if people don't restructure their mind right now, it's gonna be some problems for a lot of people in a lot of different situations. And I'm gonna say the generations to come, because it's gonna affect a lot of people. Because like yourself, like you take care of your parents and things like that. So like if you didn't have your mindset together, you'd be like, man, well, what I'm gonna do next? How I'm gonna do it? And it's scary.
It's so funny that you said that, because I often say that I don't have any children. I'm divorced, and it's my parents and my brother's in Houston. So I often go, man, like, God forbid something happen, I have to make sure that I am sustainably okay on my own. And I think that a lot of people are not necessarily considering those things and how they move.
Right.
I want to ask you something that came to me as you were speaking a few minutes ago. When we talk about credit repair, okay, and we talk about all the it's so intricate, all the different parts of it, and if student loans can or can't be removed, and medical bills, and and all of those different aspects of it, right?
Right.
Coupled with the things that they are doing right now to help the COVID crisis. How has the landscape of credit repair changed? Is it easier or harder to repair your credit now? If you haven't started, should you start right now? Like, what does that look like?
So I've been hearing all these, let me say this. I have insider scoop on things with credit and all the bureaus. So people have been running around saying, oh, the bureaus, they're not paying attention to what's going on. That's BS.
Okay.
They are still working. They're just working from home.
From the crib. So the same way we are.
Right. So they're just saying, oh, everything's going to come off your credit. Everything's going to come off your credit. That's not necessarily true. But it's a great time to get your credit together. But I'm going to say this. It's always a great time to get your credit together.
Yeah.
Us, any adult should have their credit in order. Like, that's just, that your those 9 digits, that social security number is your
pass.
Your pass. Yeah, your pass. I was going to say your passport. That's, what are you doing? Yeah. Why are you walking around with bad credit? It doesn't make sense.
Now, this is perfect because we're on Black Quarantine Report.
Right.
This is for the Black folks.
Absolutely.
So I want to be very specific in regards to this. Our people don't necessarily have the best
credit
track record at having our credit together.
Right.
However, I truly think, and I'm going to tell you, it got mainstream, I think, when Jay came out with 444 and he started saying, like, how do you think the Jews did it? They had credit.
Right.
What would good credit as a whole for our community mean for the growth of our community?
Did you really just say that?
Yeah, I want you to tell the people, though, because here's the thing I want to say to you, and I say this to a lot of intelligent people. What we see is common sense.
Right.
A lot of people don't see as common. And at this time where we have so many people glued, I want them to get some real. You understand what I'm saying?
We can literally own our neighborhoods. We can literally take over our grocery stores, our liquor stores, our convenience stores, our gas stations. We could have it all. We can control the market. We can have it. Yeah. It'll be ridiculous. The banks.
It's crazy to say this, and I love it. I love it because I'm going to tie it back in one of my other episodes. One of my other guests, we were really talking about taking this time when the industries have plateaued and allowing when these corporations are not going to be able to rebuild. That's when we can come in with these Black-owned businesses and fulfill that need. Absolutely. And I want to tie in from that show and throw in what you're saying. If we understood the power of what our credit could do, if we understood the power of what our credit could do, and let's just say out of every hood block in Chicago, okay, you had 2 people on the block and their credit got up and they got the block together.
Yeah.
They can afford it.
Yeah.
Half of them is empty lots. The rest of them are abandoned buildings. You understand what I'm saying? And when you said that to me, it just unlocked almost the simplicity of what we could do if we just put these pieces together.
Absolutely.
If we just put it together. Now, talk to me a little bit about the long-term effects with our community and this pandemic. What do you see a year from now? How do you see, because a few minutes ago you said this is going to affect our generation.
I'm going to put you like this. Right now, it's a cleansing. So, like I said, those that's not going to come up out this situation, it's going to be very sad to see. I don't want to say what's going to happen because I really don't know, but I'm going to just say this, like, the world's going to be a lot better. It's definitely going to be a lot better from this whole situation because, like I say, the conscious people, and then I'm going to say this, and I ain't going to just say the conscious people, but just people in general, we're going to be reaching for each other. Because like today, I had like 4 phone calls with people reaching for me.
Yeah.
I had people reaching for me from millionaires to people that just like, hey, you know, I lost my job. They're reaching to me like, what can we do? How can we do this collectively? So it's a cleansing. Like the world is going to be a lot better, you know. And it's because I'm seeing a lot of love. I'm seeing a lot of, you know, camaraderie, just things, people just pulling together and really understanding. Like, you know what, that right there that makes sense in my life. That right there just don't make sense. Period. Why was I ever doing it? That's what it's coming to.
Because it made sense yesterday, but when they shook the whole foundation of everything that we have going on, a lot of these things that we were doing in these psyches we were rolling with just don't make sense anymore.
They don't make sense. They don't make sense.
They
don't make sense.
Wow, this is heavy.
I just gave my 75-inch TV away to my mother. You know, it don't make sense. I don't want it. You can have it.
I mean, because here's the thing. But here's the thing, right? I want people to really put themselves in positions, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You just said you live by yourself.
Right.
How many TVs you need in one crib?
Absolutely.
And it's things like that too, where I believe that as a community we can grow if we assist each other in that way as well.
Absolutely.
Because when it's the people sitting over here and you got 6 TVs in your house, but they spent their stimulus check to go get a 23-inch TV, you might want to give them one of your 6.
Yeah, for real.
And let them do something positive with their stimulus check.
That's true. That's so true.
I want to talk to you a little bit about the lemonade. Okay. The last part of this interview, I always do 3 parts. And the last part is always heavily on how do we as people take these lemons that we've been given and make lemonade. So the same way that I asked you previously, I'm going to ask you this way again. First of all, for you personally, how have you made the best out of this situation? How did you make lemonade out of this?
So grew up in church. Always knew his name. I mean, it brought me closer to God, for sure. And I've seen a lot of other people that I didn't even know had a connection to him. You know, like people posting worships. You know, posting lives with the different pastors. Like,
I didn't even know you knew Jesus.
Right? Yeah, it was like that. I was like, wow. But at the same time, like, it's never nothing to poke fun. I was just glad to see people doing that. Like, you know what? Like, we're gonna be all right. You know, we're gonna be all right. So yeah, that's the lemonade for me. You know, just being able to call his name. Because let me tell you something. 2 weeks ago, I don't get sick. Now check this out. I don't get sick. That's not
to scare me.
That ain't me. Like, I don't get sick. Like, I cough, I sneeze, but I was brought down to the couch 2 weeks ago for 3 days. I couldn't even get a thermometer. But I know I had a fever. I know my fever probably was pumping, maybe 103 or better. So my mom calling me every day. What you gonna do? You going to the doctor? I'm like, listen, I got this chicken noodle soup. I'm taking these pills. I'm good. After that 3rd day, if I didn't feel better to the point where I could get up,
you would have
take a bath. Like, I don't remember the last time I was sick. I probably was a kid, like, when I was that sick before.
Let me bluntly ask you, you think it was COVID?
I can't say it was COVID, but it was something. It was something heavy. But I think, you know what? I'm going to tell you the truth. I think it was COVID 18 and a half. It wasn't full 19.
I was ready.
18 and a half.
I'm gonna tell you, it was 18 and a half. It wasn't
quite
18
19.
And a half.
It wasn't full blown.
It wasn't quite 19.
But I'm gonna tell you something though, and I mean this with every fiber of my being. I saw the video of the lady where they do the test for the nose.
Yeah, and it's like.
I think if I had to go to the hospital and did that, I think they would have had to sedate me to do that, because I would have just passed out.
Listen, it's funny that you said that, because the test that I saw, that's why I was like, oh, I hope I don't start showing no symptoms. They took a Q-tip that about this long.
Yeah.
And they stuck it so far up there. I was like, are y'all scratching her brain? Or
man, I don't know. I don't know if I would have made it. I think I would have just said, you know what? Let me make sure the wheel together, because I can't. No.
No. But there's a very important lesson in that I want to give to the average Joe watching this, right? If you at the crib and you've been at the crib and you, as especially if you live alone and you've been at the crib and you think
Yeah.
that you're sick, stay your ass home till you get well.
Right.
And a lot of times I think that because the media has blown it so much out of proportion, we think that everybody's going to die from it. And the majority of the people are not. You understand what I'm saying? But the thing is, you don't know what's in your body that's going to make you more susceptible or not susceptible.
You don't.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't.
You don't. So if y'all feeling sick, stay home. Call your doctor.
Yeah.
Get
and
some
just pray.
Get on one of these Hotep sites and find all they little natural remedies.
Right.
Instacart it to your crib.
Yes.
And do what you got to do. It's very important because even thinking about had you said, you know what, I don't feel good. Okay, forget it. I'm gonna go to the doctor.
Right. After the third day, 72 hours, I was going.
You was going, right?
On that third day.
But imagine if the first day,
and
you could have beat it. You stupid. On the third day, come on.
On the third day, come to me.
But imagine if the first day you had said, you know what, I'm gonna go to the hospital.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The reality that I need people to understand is, first of all, we don't know how this thing is being transmitted.
Right.
Okay? So if you go to the hospital, you got to sit in somebody's waiting room. You're going to interact with somebody. You're going to sit somewhere. You don't know who you passing it on to.
You don't.
And just because your immune system can handle it, don't mean Miss Ernestine's immune system can handle it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that it's so important as people listen to this and hear your story to understand and pull out of it that it's about more than y'all. It's about more than you. It's about your grandmothers. It's about your mothers. It's about the children. It's about your friend who has dire asthma that you forgot she had asthma, but she done had asthma forever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. That was dynamic. That was heavy. Now, let me ask you, we touched on this a little bit because we talked about what should Black people be doing right now, right? And I think that one of the obvious answers we touched on was repairing our credit. If we all repaired our credit enough to gain some kind of property or equity in the things that we value in, that would obviously be lemonade. But what other ways could we, as the Black culture, Black community as a whole, kind of make lemonade in this situation so that when we leave, we don't leave the same way we came in?
Man, like I said, start looking at that, insurance, start looking at stocks, because once this pandemic is over, it's going to be a lot of money made in the market. It's going to be a lot of money made because, so many different things are dwindling. So it can't do nothing but go up. Especially travel.
Yeah. Oh my God. Travel is about to be crazy.
Absolutely. So any money. So I would just say that as a great investment. Like any way you can invest in any kind of airlines or cruise lines. Like,
think ahead.
We have to think ahead
and be smart.
So yeah. So I mean that's it. Just thinking ahead, and like I said, don't get caught up into what's really going on, and just know at the end of the day who's really in control. And then we're gonna make it through. And this is
for a reason.
And right now, this is the day-to-day life. Like it ain't no going back. This is where we at now. So understand that day to day, waking up, thanking God for another day. But this is a time that only our great grandparents lived through.
Yeah.
And what's so crazy is the way I see people talking about it. Like we not built for what happened in the 30s.
I say that all the time. We wouldn't have made it through the civil rights. We wouldn't have made it through the Great Depression. We wouldn't have made it.
Right. We got too many luxuries. We got social media. We got, we got vehicles. I mean, everything. Are you serious?
We don't have no struggles, and we still got the audacity to be complaining right now.
And we complaining. So,
and our struggles are being in the house.
Yeah.
In our comfortable homes.
In our comfortable homes. With the internet.
And food and TV and entertainment.
What? So I'm seeing where people at, and I'm leaving them there. So it's either you own this train or we're not going back. Because in 2021, we're not gonna act like it was 2019.
Exactly.
So we're not going back. So either you with it now or move around. Because something ain't right with you.
That's a heavy takeaway that I want people to take away from this. Entrepreneurial minded people.
Yeah.
Look around and see who's moving how.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody that you're moving with don't necessarily,
Yeah,
you don't need to be moving with them, because if they
absolutely.
are in this
Absolutely.
situation, and let me be clear, I will be remiss not to say, I'm not saying that this is not an anxiety driven situation for everybody,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it is for all of us.
Yeah, it is for all of us. Yes.
So if you could put on your
Absolutely.
big girl drawers, your big girl
Yes.
panties,
Yes.
and go get it together,
Yeah.
we could come out of this thing better than the
Yes.
way that we came in.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, real quick before we go, I want you to touch really quick on, well, it don't have to be quick, but I don't want you to feel like I'm rushing you.
No, go ahead.
We talked about credit repair, but with you being a financial coach, I know that you touched on a few other things. You touched on life insurance.
Right.
You touched on investing.
Yes.
There's a lot of new apps and stuff now, like Robinhood and all of
Right.
those apps.
Yeah.
Talk to me specifically about those two things and anything else that you feel would be important to throw in right now that are financial things that our people don't necessarily think about, that they would face during this time. They don't have life insurance, you can't bury them. They don't have, you understand what I'm saying? I mean, talk to me a little bit about the other aspects of financial literacy that we as Black people need to be paying attention to right now.
A perfect time to pay your credit cards down. Most definitely. Like I said, we're not for this next, what is this, April? So the next 8 months, let's not do any frivolous spending. If you don't need a new car, don't go get it.
Right.
The only thing that you need to go buy new, that I would say, yes, a house. That's it.
Right. Because that's investment, a long-term investment.
That's it. But anything that I would say you don't need frivolously, like I say, the new wardrobe, the new car, new purse, all the way down to that,
clothes, shoes.
Even, clothes, shoes. I mean, let's put it like this. For women, like, pull back on some of that beauty a little bit.
Call us out. That's what I'm saying. Call us out.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, pull back on some of that beauty. Like,
take your nails off, y'all. Can't nobody see them no way.
Right. Dang, we ain't really checking for no, we ain't really checking for no fingers anyway,
Anyway, they're like, I really like her, but her nails, she needs
her nails ain't looking good, So yeah, I mean, just and then for those like our that 30 and over that's like, either looking for a relationship or in relationships, let's build, especially from the Black community, let's build with what I want to say, people that we really enjoy being with, because I don't know if you've been paying attention, it's been a lot of domestic violence going on.
Yes,
domestic
because
violence,
they are forced to be together.
Right. And and I'll say this all the time, and people don't they don't understand it, but a lot of relationships are built off convenience.
Yep.
It's not that we really like each other. It's not that we even love each other. It's not even that we
kids together, or we bought a house together.
I'm talking about their relationships out here with people with kids, but they're not even building together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
You have my whole seat, but we're not building. Yeah. Or I don't even want to build with you, and vice versa. She don't even want to be with me.
But we still here.
But we still here. So now, let's just break up. Let's do that. Let's break up and start anew. My father taught me something when I was a little boy that I never forget. He said, there never should be a time in your life where you can't turn around and start all over. He said, leave everything alone. Leave everything you have.
Drop it all.
Drop it all and start all over again in 60 seconds.
And so you feel powerful.
That's where we at right now. That's where we at. Drop everything that we know and go for what we don't know, and go for what we know can be better, and do and strive to be better.
Yeah.
And win. And if that only means 2 people in your life, then that's it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cut all the friends out. Like, yeah, they cool.
All the extra fluff in
all
your
the
life.
extra, that's cool. But that's not helping you prosper right now. Because you know that friend over there, you've been knowing them 20 years, but they struggles, what they got going on. But you're really trying to go somewhere. But this always been true. But I'm just saying, especially right now, we ain't like more. we on borrowed time right now. Because these days right now, these are, I'm never saying these are the last days, but these are a critical days because we haven't seen this in our lifetime.
Yeah, when is the world going to stop like this again?
Yeah. When is it going to stop again? Even when it starts back, are you going to be dealing with this paranoia of people? Like, that's what scares me. I don't want to deal with the paranoia of people, but I know I'm gonna have to deal with it because
Part of the process.
everybody don't know his name.
Yeah.
I know his name. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm portraying to
Yeah.
everyone that I interact with at this point.
Yeah.
Like, everything we got to do, we must move in love. If not love, then I don't want no parts of it.
Yeah.
Keep your money, keep all that. I don't want no parts of it. We're not moving in love and camaraderie and friendship. I don't want no parts of it. Period. Like, from the 850 world to just Remus.
What I want to pull from that for people that are listening, I really need you guys to understand. It's time to regroup.
Yeah, regroup.
This is the time to regroup.
Know who love you.
Regroup on every front. Your finances, your family, your friends, your business, your mental, your relationship with yourself. Regroup. This is the point in time where if there was something that you said you needed to work on,
do it.
This is
because
it.
This is the time. Like, there is. That's why. I don't know if you know about the stimulus package I'm doing right now. $300 for credit repair.
No, talk to us. Tell everybody. Come on.
So when I announced a few days ago to do a stimulus package, $300 credit repair until the pandemic is over.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I started the conversation was no more excuses. So not only that you can't afford the $300, but it's not important to you. I mean, it's been important to you, but you haven't had time to get around to it. Now you have the time. You definitely have the money.
Right.
Let's do it.
Let's get it done.
So if you're not doing it, then you just still lost. But hey, whatever. This is the time now. So I said, no more excuses at this point. No more excuses, period.
Yeah.
So where do I go next if I'm really trying to win? Like, no more time to be scared.
Wow.
What's to be scared of?
That's heavy. If everybody that is poor, if every Black person, and I'm listen, I'm gonna say every person because if there's someone else listening, this is not just relevant, but this is for my community, okay? So if every Black person that is watching this could stop and say, what can I develop? What can I leave with better? How did you word it? You don't even know because you was just talking.
Yeah, we just talk. What do I say?
I can't remember how you worded it, but how do we come out of this better? How do we leave better? How do I?
Yeah.
It's heavy. And I think my biggest fear with the pandemic right now, and I think that we all go through processes with it.
Right.
I think that my biggest fear with the pandemic right now is that we won't come out of it different. That there will only be a handful of people that have understood where we are.
Yeah.
And operated accordingly.
Yeah.
And I'm very afraid that as a whole community, we're not gonna leave any different.
Yeah, it's sad. But for those that do, we the next wave. We the next wave of what I want to say billionaires. Mm-hmm. Not millions, but billionaires, because like I say, it's a cleansing and it's an eye-opening situation. And anyone that don't receive it like that, they are going to be completely lost.
Yeah. And working for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the truth. And that's definitely the truth. Like,
and working for us.
Yeah, it's heavy. It's heavy.
It's been heavy. But I want to say, everybody who's been listening to this,
but I would have it no other way.
Gems. There are some gems that we have pulled from this conversation. If anything, this is the time to get your credit and your stuff together. Mm-hmm. And I understand that all the articles are saying everything is low financing. I get it.
Yeah.
I think that one of the other most important.
But there's trickery behind that as well.
Yeah, but I want people to pull from this. You said something really important and you challenged people. You said for the next 8 months, for the remainder of this year, if it is not essential for you.
Absolutely.
If it's not toilet paper to wipe your butt. Absolutely. If it's not food to eat. If it's not, do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Don't invest in it.
Absolutely.
And
it's going to be there next year. Trust me. And at a cheaper price.
And I really feel like even if people just got their essentials and just left the rest of the money there, at minimum, you at least coming out of this thing with some savings.
Absolutely. Now what's next?
What I'm saying?
Now what's next? Yes, investments, all kind of.
Now what's next? That was the question. That was the question. So everybody who was listening, that was the question that he said earlier, and I wanted to pull out. Everybody needs to be asking themselves, now what's next? We don't know how long this
Absolutely.
process is going to be. It
Yeah.
may be 30 more days, 60 more days, 90 more days. But what
Yeah.
we do know is eventually we're going to go back outside.
Absolutely.
So when things do pick back up,
Right.
what's next? What does the world look like, and how do you become a part of it that's integral?
Right.
And
how can you make it better?
There we go.
How can we make the world better at this point? That's
how do you make it better?
That's the bottom line to it, because everything we've been doing has been displeasing.
Self-serving.
It has been self-serving, and it's been displeasing, and that's why we on punishment. That's punishment.
Why we get out of my face. I was gonna say that's why we here now, because we on punishment. We acted so much.
Yeah, we've been
acting up. We Gomorra'd ourselves right onto a pandemic.
Now, see, you about to start some mess. I think I'm going to get off this live with you, because this is going to get real heavy, and somebody's feelings going to get hurt.
No. I don't want nobody's feelings to get hurt, but okay. I don't want to say. I want to say this for real.
Yeah.
And I want to say this for real, especially since someone's out there. I'm not talking about one thing.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
I want,
but I'm there though.
Yeah, you there, but I want to say this for people to understand, especially my older Black church people.
Yes.
A sin is a sin is a sin.
Absolutely.
Okay. So what you think the younger generation is doing, that's a sin. It's a sin, but it's no different than a sin when you gossiping.
Yeah.
Or you cussing each other out.
Absolutely.
Or you are not being of God.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I think that
can I ask you something?
Yeah.
You got to be 100% truthful with this though.
Oh Lord.
Before this pandemic, what was like the biggest topic of America before this pandemic? Let me see if you remember. Kobe was the highest. Okay, I want to say Kobe.
Right.
So, but Kobe wasn't a bad situation to talk about, because
you mean bad? You talking about that?
Let's put it like this. What I want to say is, so let's say if Michael Jordan would have passed, that would be epic. That'd be tragic, some things like that. So I got the Kobe thing. But what was going on that was like leaving people really like this? They were like 50-50, like I'm with it, I'm not with it. But,
You talking about the impeachment?
No, not the impeachment.
Tell me.
So the Dwayne Wade situation with his son?
I forgot all about Zara.
So,
oh my God,
let me say this. Hey, whatever people do, that's on them. I don't have nothing to do with that. But to me, like every moment I woke up and I looked at Facebook, that was boom, boom. That ain't right. This ain't right. This ain't right. This ain't right. Then the next thing I saw, COVID-19.
Yep.
All that's over with. Not to talk about.
None of that matters anymore.
But let's talk about just why was that so important to the world?
That's heavy. What's really funny to me is my interview from
yesterday. Why did the media really drive that into
that? Yeah.
So deep.
What's so funny is yesterday, my guest really talked about him. The charge that she left us with as Black people was to love each other more, show each other more empathy. You know what I'm saying? Not jump on each other as much. And I think that what you're saying is a clear example. We are our own biggest enemies, and the media only help us perpetuate what we already doing. The media wouldn't have been talking about it if people didn't get on social media first,
right,
and say this is ridiculous.
Right, absolutely.
And I think that this is a time where I didn't even put that together, because now in the climate of where we are, that seems so insignificant.
It's completely insignificant.
We made it.
Yes.
We made it huge. We made it be like what you're doing to our Black sons and blah, 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 blah. We made it all of this stuff. And that's not and the other reality is, and I said it before, I'm gonna say it again, and I might have to have you come on so we can have a talk about Black church.
Okay.
But the other reality is, like I was saying before, y'all, a sin is a sin.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to see nobody's status about what nobody else is doing.
Absolutely.
Unless I know you ain't did nothing.
Right.
And I know you did. Because it's in to be selfish, it's in to be petty, it's in to be sexually promiscuous, it's in to overindulge.
Yeah, absolutely. We got so back to what you were saying earlier, we got to come out of this thing knowing that we've been bad. And going forward, we have to do our best to be better, and like you say, show love and stop judging people and actually helping people.
Yeah.
Like let's stop this judging people and actually help people, because as we're judging them and we constantly condemning them and talking about each individuals and in groups of people, around groups of people,
yeah,
that's so displeasing. It's so displeasing on different levels, to the point where we've been bad, and now we have to understand that this is just, let's say it like this is a timeout.
5-minute timeout, and if we keep it up,
because
it's gonna
if
be
it
grounded.
because listen, it's a 5-minute timeout, and receive it as that. Because if this happens again, because I don't care nothing about Trump, our governors, mayors, none of that. This was God's punishment. This and you might want to fight about it. We'll do that later. But this is God's timeout. He said, I'm gonna show y'all. Because at the end of the day, like I say, they cut the rides off at Disney World. Like, my daughter don't understand me telling her she can't go to Disney World right now.
She's like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Every day she calls me, she says, Daddy, why we ain't going to Disney World? Because my daughter, like, go in my pocket. She 5 years old. She go in my pocket. She like, hold on, this is the money. Why we ain't gone? So she ain't, she a fish. She been here before. So yeah, like,
most of these kids nowadays have, ain't they?
Yeah, I can't tell her, like, we can't go. She know I work from home. She like, you don't have a job. So
I don't understand. I know you got money. So I know we can.
Yeah, what you doing? You tripping, and I'm not in school right now. So what's going on? So now what I'm saying is that this is a 5-minute timeout, and if you play again, it's gonna be one of them situations where you ain't gonna be able to get back up. It's gonna be that whooping where you weren't able to get back up. You just laid there, hollered, and you fell asleep to the next day.
Yeah, this is a prime example. One of the things I always say in a lot of my shows is, if you don't learn the lesson, you'll get it in another form.
Oh yeah.
He'll bundle it up, put it in another person, another situation, another something. And I would hate for us to have to learn whatever it is that we got to learn in this season again. I just want to learn it this time.
So what's even back to what you were saying earlier, like, what can we do to come up out of this? Like I said, we're going to collectively get together in love and harmony, and we're going to get together. But those that don't, we can't worry about them. And I'm just be honest, like, it's hard. It's sad to say this, but listen to me. You ever got a group whooping before?
No, I didn't.
You, your cousins, listen, you, your cousin, your friends, everybody got in trouble. Like, one person did it, though. Only one person did it. But we
everybody
all got
get it, though.
Right, everybody get a whooping. So now it's like, okay, I can't hang with Buddy because he gonna do that food stuff again.
And then we gonna all get in trouble.
So no, I'm cool. I ain't gonna hang out with y'all today because I know it's gonna be something. I can't take that whooping again.
Right.
So that's what we got to do. We can't worry about what the people that's not paying attention right now. We got to let them fall by the wayside, and we're gonna worry about those that want it. Let's get together and do it. But yeah, that other person, like, they haven't learned, and they not gonna learn. So let them be over there, because you don't want your world disrupted no more. This is really disrupting the world. Like, it's a serious situation.
It stopped the world. Y'all, whoever's listening to this, I really want you to understand this is the third guest that we've had on the Black Quarantine Report. First it was Mike J, then it was Ms. Michi, and now it is you. You are the third person who has very clearly and blatantly the ball is in our court.
The ball's in our court. Absolutely.
The ball is in our court. And the most important thing that someone like me has to take away from you guys, because I'm a soft-hearted person, I'm like, but what about them? I just want them to understand. If they understood, they would come with us. No. We gotta let them. We have to group up with the leadership that's for this time and lead by example versus trying to pull them along with us.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
It's time to know. It's time to know who you are, and know that. Not to say it in a really, I lost word, but you got to know that you're in a bubble now.
Yeah.
You got to walk around like a little. I'm better than you.
Yeah.
I'm better than you. Yeah, I'm better than you. Like, I can't. Like, we not on the same page, and we're not on the same level, like.
And I'm not gonna treat you. Like, I'm not gonna treat you bad. None of that stuff. Right, but I just know where I am and where you are.
But we ain't got the same walk.
We ain't got the same call.
Huh?
We ain't got the same call. We ain't got the same.
We ain't got
purpose.
the same call. We ain't got the same cross to cut to carry. And he know my name a little different than you too. Yeah, he know my name a little different. Like he called you by your nickname. He called me by my first name.
Yeah, that's really important. That is really important. I really want the Black people that are watching this, that are so obsessed with the growth of our community and how do we do this and how do we wake up our community? Because I was one of those people. I really need y'all to take from this show. I really need y'all to take from this show. We got to move with who's ready to move.
Absolutely. And anybody else, you know what, you're just not ready and you got to go get ready. But it's time now. Like, this is the time now for the people that are ready.
Yeah. We got to move with who's ready to move.
And we got to move who's ready. Anybody that's not ready is just, it's sad, but,
don't build your strategy on trying to talk them
run with
into
your crowd. Run with your crowd.
Yeah.
And we'll meet up at the end. But right now, I'm off to a fast. I'm running, man. I'm running a good mile, and I need all my good track runners to come. Like, we got to go. We got to do this thing like right now.
This has been dynamic. I just really
want you in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I want every Black person that is watching this to understand that right now, and it's not it feels harsh.
Yeah.
To say I'm not worried about you. Look, you ain't ready. Right. I gotta leave you behind. But to be honest, it's for the greater good.
Absolutely.
It's time for us to collectively come together, put our powers together, our monies together, our knowledge together, our expertise together, and do something impactful.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This has been epic.
Yes, it has. It's been
Thank
great.
you so much. I knew that we would touch on finances, but I'm really excited that we touched on not only finances, but financial responsibility.
Yes.
And the responsibility of our community.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I know your thing just popped off from West Pop. Perfect.
But,
okay.
But
now, do me a favor.
But hold on before you say something. I want to definitely get at, like I said, the stimulus package, the $300.
Yes.
If anyone's interested, hit up info@the850life.com. That's 24 hours a day. The email is rolling. I got people standing by, waiting to take, talk to you and get you together and get you rolling. info@the850life.com.
Perfect. That's low key what I was about to tell you to do. Tell everybody where they can find you. So that's perfect. Right. So what we'll make sure that we do is make sure that they have a link under the video for you. Guys, $300 for credit repair right now is amazing. Yes. And at the end of the day, like he said, I'm looking in the camera. We know you got it.
Right, absolutely.
It'll be an investment to change your life for the future. You will, if you invest and create a situation where your credit is repaired, you will not leave the situation how you came in. Absolutely. It's just the reality of it. So absolutely. Where can they find you on Instagram, Facebook, all that jazz?
So IG is the 850 Life, at the 850 Life. Facebook, Remus, Remus, Jackson, common spelling. Then IV after is my personal page. And then the 850 Life Facebook as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much for coming on the show and having this discussion.
It's been a blast talking to you.
Thank you for being open. Yes. Thank you for being little blunt with me sometimes. Yeah. We had to just give it to him for real. So I appreciate it.
We gotta get to our people level. We can't, I can do that, the fancy words and all that, but we gotta get to our people level so they can really understand like where we at
and where we going
and why.
Yeah.
Those are three things you gotta understand. Where you going? Why? I mean, that's right. Where you been? Where you been? Where you going? And why? When we answer those three things, we win.
It's easy to answer where you been. Yeah. So many people gonna get stuck on where you going that they can't even give you a why because they don't even know where they're going yet.
Right. Yeah.
So if that's I'm gonna charge y'all with that. If you don't know what to do during this pandemic, when you leave, know where you been, where you going,
yes,
and why.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming on. Don't hang up the phone. I'm gonna cut the live off, and then me and you gonna keep talking. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for being tuned into Black Quarantine Report. Real quick, make sure you guys are subscribed to the page because this Monday we have Danny Canada, the deputy editor and TV host of Bossip TV. This is big for me. Yeah, I knew you started to look at me. What?
No, I'm Bossip.
Yeah, this is big for me. We have Danny Canada this Monday. this coming Monday, 4/20. This is going to be epic. So make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Share this. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Black Rona Report. Okay? Thank y'all, everybody. Bye.